Hey, Coach Miller here with BTB Lax. I'm in the studio and I want to talk about playing better lacrosse defense. You know, I hear it all the time like, hey, coach, how can I play better defense? And it's about time that I put together a defensive specific video. All right, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you some clips of the recent Maryland Cornell National Championship game, some good examples of defense being played there. Specifically, we're going to take a look at some defensemen, some of those close defenders playing defense. We're going to take a look at D-middies playing defense. We're going to take a look at attackmen riding, and that's their version of playing defense as well. And then we'll also look at some long stick midi stuff. And after that, we're going to get into the gym. I'm going to show you some accessory work that you can do in order to be a better defender. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to explain this when we get in the gym too, that this stuff is in addition to your regular speed, conditioning, and strength training and your lacrosse playing. But it's real simple to do, and it takes about 5 minutes, and all you need is like very limited equipment, but I'm going to show you that as well. But real quick, guys, if you like these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like it. And also, I put together a free lacrosse training series. You can just get that just by clicking the link right here in the description of this video, and I'll email it right over. All right, but let's dive into some clips. All right, so here we go. You're going to see the ball make its way to behind the goal here. We're going to have our first example of some invert defense. And basically what invert defense is when a short stick is guarding a ball carrier behind the cage. So here you can just see he's moving those hips, sustained dodge by this guy, playing pretty good defense. The guy gets a shot off. I'll show you it again here. So defense is all about good hip mobility and having good foot speed. And what we're going to talk about when we get in the gym here is doing a couple accessory things to get that better hip mobility so you can move quicker. But it is achievable. So here you can just see some defense. Getting in front of them. Creates a shot wide. Not bad defense there. All right, here's another clip here. So here we see a dodge from up top. Guy's getting a full foot of speed. And again, we have a short stick midi guarding a shorty. He's moving those hips. See how he opens those hips there? That's what you need to do at full speed against a fast guy. So right here is coming at him. Right there, he's opening those hips off. He's getting into a sprint, and he's able to force him down the side and play good defense. So that example right there shows you the importance of hip mobility and be able to move quick. All right, next clip here, we have a pretty cool vantage point from the camera. So there we just have some defense by a long pole. So let's rewind that a little bit. Ball goes behind the cage. He's moving those hits. He's moving those feet. He's getting his hands out. He's moving while that offensive player is playing aggressive. But he's able to stay in front of him, get him to dish off the ball. All right, same possession here. We're playing more defense behind the cage there. He's moving those feet, strong base, moving quick, getting them to pass the ball. I love this angle here, so it gives you a great example of how, you know, defense is being played from a different angle. All right, now we're going to take a look at the ride here. So this is a situation where the offensive attackmen are trying to get the ball back, and you can see they're breaking down, moving those hips, trying to get the ball back. The Maryland guy does a pretty good job getting over, but he's playing defense. There's a midi playing defense, moving those hips, staying with the guy. All right, here's another example of some invert. So we have some invert defense where that shorty's behind the cage, guarding an attackman. So we can see him moving those feet, playing physical, staying on him, not letting him get a step. I mean, that offensive player is just tenacious, and that's what happens in lacrosse. These guys just keep on coming at you, so you have to have that endurance with the speed in your hip movement and your foot movement to keep that sustained speed so you can stay in front of them and prevent them from scoring. And the biggest thing about playing better defense is if you can do it effectively, then you'll find yourself playing time on the lacrosse field. And then if you want to be an offensive player, you can play good defense. You can make plays in transition and then eventually start to hone your game to become an offensive player. All right, next clip here, you can see Maryland goalie has a great save. Cornell is now riding, and you can see this great ride here. This is a physical ride. That's defense at its core. Running with them and then body him out of bounds, getting the turnover, getting Cornell excited to get the ball back. It's a 1-1 game, national championship game, and defense and the ride is giving his team an opportunity to get the ball and get the ball back and make a play. The announcer's going crazy about it, talking about how he was a big-time linebacker in football when he was in high school, just an athlete, being able to do all that stuff. So, and also that's another great point. If you are looking to play better defense, you can start playing basketball, start playing other sports to get yourself to competing, playing more competitive stuff to help you move quicker and anticipate where guys are going to go so you can play better defense. All right, last clip I want to take a look at. Tail end of the first quarter national championship game, Maryland and Cornell, which we've been watching. It's actually kind of fun to watch. If you rewatch a lacrosse game and just pay attention to the defense and not even look at the offense, you can really start to see moving their hips, moving their feet, and doing that sort of thing. And you can kind of see Maryland's just tenacious getting to the goal. Cornell, probably dodged a little bullet here because right about here, you can see that 43 is behind his attackman, and the attackman is able to kind of get around that GLE, but 43 catches up. The attackman's still, tenaciously dodging. They're able to get a great save there, but there you can kind of see just some decent defense, but, a good save by the goalie as well. But what I want to do now is I want to get in the weight room and talk about that accessory work that you can do with bands to get your hips primed and your legs primed to play better defense, whether you're looking to get a practice session in, whether you're going to a lacrosse practice this summer, or whether you're getting ready for a game or whatever. So let's get in the weight room right now, and I'll show you something pretty cool. Hey, this is Coach Miller here with BTB Lax, and I want to talk about playing better lacrosse defense. And I don't care what position you play, whether you're a defenseman, a midfielder, or even a riding attackman. And what we're going to talk about is a really simple thing you can do as accessory work to the lifts, to the conditioning, to the speed work that you're doing that doesn't take a lot of time and you don't need a lot of equipment. As a matter of fact, all you need is some simple bands that you can get for real cheap wherever you buy your stuff, Amazon, whatever. These things are less than $5. So what I'm going to show you right now is a way to get some resistance in our hips and to warm those hips up so that we can move better when we're out on the lacrosse field. And as you can see, I just showed you some examples of high-level lacrosse defense and how these guys move their hips. And it's awesome because they can move quickly and play better defense. And you're going to be able to do the same exact thing if you start doing some of these exercises and some of this accessory work. So what I'm going to do right now is show you 3 things with the bands that we can do, and it will only take 10 minutes. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the bands right around. We're going to put one right at our knees, and then the other one right down at our ankles. So we're going to have 2 bands in. And the first thing we're going to do to warm up our hips is we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and we're just going to do simple squats, 10 reps. Going down nice and slow, keeping those knees pushed out, and you should feel it right in your hips. While you're keeping your back straight, getting down as far as you can. And when you're going down, you're pushing out your knees. And you should feel the resistance from the bands. So you can do 10 of those. After you do 10 of those, we're just going to do simple walks. You're going to be in an athletic stance, keeping those feet the same thing, shoulder width apart, stepping forward. 10 each leg, nice and slow, feeling the resistance in those hips. Once you get to 10, we're going to stop and just take it in reverse. So now this is a situation where we're kind of mimicking even playing some lacrosse defense. 10 of these. After you do 10 each leg, we're going to get on the floor. I call these hip thrusters with the band. Hands out to the side, thrust up your hips. Squeeze your butt when you get to the top. You're going to do 15 of these. So once you get 15 of those, we're going to do 3 rounds of this. So you're going to do 2 more rounds. Just to recap what we're going to do, I'll show you from the side. We're going to do the squats. I want your feet a little bit flared so you can really get down in between your knees and back up. All right, so we're going to do 10 of those. We have the walks, 10 each leg. Once you get to 10, we're going to go backwards, staying low, moving those feet, feeling the resistance in the hips. And then after we do that, we're gonna get back down on the floor and do the hip thrusters, which I just demonstrated. So these are awesome accessory hip work that you can do in addition to your runs, to your conditioning work, to your speed work, to your strength work, and to your playing lacrosse and whatever sport else you're playing. And it only takes like 10 minutes to warm up. You can be doing this before practice, before games, to get those hips ready and activated so you're ready to go and move. And then you couple this with the other stuff that you're doing to become a better lacrosse defensive player. All right, this stuff really works as long as you put in the work and do it. Real quick, guys, if you like these types of videos, go ahead and like it. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming out. And also, I put together a free training series for you that you can just click the link right in the description of this video and I'll email right over so you can get some free training that I coupled with some pros and get out on the field and show you some cool stuff. All right, Coach Miller, talk soon.